Our ecosystem is formed of biotic or living and abiotic or non-living components. Can you list out the biotic and abiotic components in the given ecosystem? The aquatic and terrestrial plants, worms, mushrooms, birds, kangaroos, fishes and other aquatic animals are all living. And air, water, sun, clouds, tree stems and logs, rocks, mountains, soil, all these are abiotic components in the given ecosystem. The biotic components need abiotic for their sustenance, means these factors are interdependent on each other. There are many common factors among the biotic components, and one of it is all these biotic components are made of cells. You people know what the cells are. We have studied about it in class 7, isn't it? As I told earlier, the body of all living things are made of cells. Means the body of plants and animals is formed of cells. Cells are the structural units of living organisms. What does it mean? The whole body structure is formed of the basic units called cells. Do you know the story behind the discovery of the tiny units in our body, namely cells? The English scientist Robert Hooke understood that lenses can magnify things. He developed a simple microscope for this purpose. He looked many things under this. When he kept a thin slice of cork, that is bark of tree, he saw many boxes. He called these boxes cells because cells in Latin means little room. Thus, cells were discovered in 1665. We know a lot about cell structure and its functions because of improved microscopes having high magnification. We know that our body is made of different organ systems, organs, tissues and cells. Can you assume how many cells are present in our body? It is estimated that an average human body has 30 trillion cells. The body of all these organisms are made of many cells. This type of organisms are called multicellular organisms. Can you find out the multicellular organisms among these? Is the plants and animals with a single cell? Yes, we know that amoeba is a single-celled animal. Like amoeba, paramecium, euglena, bacteria, some algae and yeast, all these are made of a single cell. This type of animals whose body is made of a single cell are called unicellular organisms. Uni means one. So what can be the meaning of multi in multicellular organisms? We know that all the cells have a cell membrane, cytoplasm and nucleus. It means that the parts of a cell remains the same. Is the shape of a cells also the same? Let us see. All these are the cells present in our body. Is their shape the same? No, isn't it? These are red blood cells. Can you tell its shape? They are biconcave in shape. This shape enables them to bend and flow smoothly through the blood capillaries. See the shape of muscle cells. They are spindle shaped, that is with bulged middle part and pointed ends. This shape enables a muscle cell to contract easily during movement. This is a nerve cell. What is its shape? Yes, it is elongated and branched. Can you tell why? This shape enables a nerve cell to carry electrical impulses or messages over long distances in various directions. What can we conclude about the shape of a cell? Yes, we can tell that the shape of a cell is dependent on the function it performs. What about the size of cells? Is it the same? In our body, the largest cell is the female egg or ovum and the smallest is male sperm cell. These are the reproductive cells in our body and you will study about it in detail in the next chapter. It means that the size of cells can vary. The size of cells in the body of an elephant and a rat is the same, but its number varies. Elephant has more number of cells than a rat. An amoeba can change its shape at times of need. Our body also has a cell who can change its shape. Can you tell which is that cell? It is the white blood cell which reach the infected area and engulf the pathogens or microorganisms to protect us from infections.